Rule number one, dry line is lava. This one is tricky because here you have an old tarmac, extremely slippery on the inside. So you're going out, 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 out.
If you like the Nürburgring, and assuming you do because you clicked on this video, go to nürburgring.com where you can find all kinds of Nürburgring licensed products co-designed by me, ranging from socks to official Nürburgring 360 roadbook co-written by me, and even Christmas sweaters, including kids collection, and many, many more Nürburgring licensed products to come. So go to nürburgring.com, which stands for Nürburgring Embassy, and become our brand ambassador.
You have seen the lap with the GT3 already, and today we'll be taking out Mustang, which isn't here, for a lap in the wet, or on the wet Nürburgring Nordschleife, together with one and only Ben Collins, the Stig. Now, the peculiarities of a wet lap of a Nürburgring is it's extremely slippery because on the dry line it becomes as slippy as ice because of all the cars that are drive there during the normal days. They leave all the rubber there, so you need to avoid it. So wet line is completely different. So I grabbed the opportunity on a very wet destination Nürburgring track day. So massive thank you to Darren and his team for allowing us to have fun, to take out the Mustang, put the Stig next to me and explain them how to go left and right. The car is full of Stida parts. It has also Nankai CRS tires. So those are semi-slick tires that you can see how they handle in the wet. And a couple of other mods here and there. G-Lock brake pads, seats, GRZ RS Pro 3-way adjustable suspension. And yeah, I guess see how you can drive in the wet on a Nürburgring with the Mustang. And soon I'll show you how to drive in the dry and what it does to the Stig. Alright, welcome into the car. The Ford Mustang is already, you know, from the intro, and I found a quite nice passenger to join me who hasn't been around in the wet. Well, maybe you have, but
no, not really. I think there was a tiny bit of drizzle yesterday, but it was not serious.
Not serious wet. Yes. So, as I'm gonna instruct my dear audience, I'm also gonna give you a couple of pointers how to do wet laps.
Thank
basically, you. Rule number one: dry line is lava. Avoid it at all costs.
It's that bad?
Yes, it's super horrible because Nordschleife is probably one of the, if not the most occupied piece of tarmac in the world. Because you have your normal cars, you have your industry pool testing, you have your racing happening, so there's lots and lots and lots of rubber on the dry line. Extremely grippy in the dry, extremely horrible and just zero grip in the wet. In addition, it's also very bumpy, so even on the straights, certain bumps, especially rear-wheel driven cars, they can really unsettle it and send you into the, well, into the wall, straightly speaking. So there's a lot of things you need to pay attention to. In addition, the track gets resurfaced almost every year, so certain parts of the tarmac are actually very grippy, so you can use the dry line for about 2 years. Between 1.5 to 3 years, depends on the certain corners, how much G-forces they go through there, etc. So how much rubber is being laid onto it. So that's basically it. The other thing that a good friend of mine, Moritz Kranz, who is a very successful N24 driver, has given to me as a tip. He said, slow feet, fast hands in the wet. So very gentle with throttle input, brake input applications. Do not let the car go into ABS because otherwise the car goes straight, etc. Don't need to tell you that, but just like generally also telling to everyone. Very smooth with pedals. And steering wheel also smooth on the entry, but be prepared to counter steer when necessary.
I like that about the slow feet. It's very true.
Yeah.
Because if you put too much pressure in, that's it.
Yeah, you either oversteer, or you, like if you go on the brake or you release the clutch too soon, it can be anything. So be very gentle with the transition of the weight of the car. So let's get started. For once, I'm going to put the exhaust in not so track mode, so we can actually hear ourselves when I'm talking. For everyone else watching, I'm mic'd up, you're not mic'd up, because I randomly ran into you at the car park. This was kind of unscheduled. So
but I can talk loudly.
You can, I can pick you up from there, so that's no problem at all.
And when I scream, it'll be pretty loud.
Yeah. I will also be not going too crazy pace, so I can talk more through certain things. So this is track mode.
She's loud.
Yeah, and this was just like 4,000 RPM.
Yeah.
And this is
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do that. Make the Miltech exhaust a bit quiet. Ready. Cameras are rolling. We are about to roll.
Talk me through this car, Misha. What we got here?
So this is Ford Mustang, originally Dark Horse. As of now, it has a Stig conversion with their Q767 package, which means that the whole underbody, all the trailing arms, or lots of them, including the K-member on the front, basically the front subframe, everything is replaced. The geometry is really adjusted for the track. It has their big Stig wheels on it. I believe we are running 295 square tires, so we have lots of grip.
Yeah.
Even though it's a semi-slick of Nankang, but I have learned through the years that it performs quite well in the wet as well.
Really? I'm surprised.
Yeah,
Not
it
much
has
tread.
great. Yeah, it has enough tread. It has great brakes from stock, from factory. Mustang brakes are phenomenal. You can do a full track day with it. They will not die or overheat, even GP tracks. We have G-Lock brake pads. They sent them to us from US. And for the rest, the car is relatively stock. GRZ RS Pro 3-way adjustable suspension, seats, harnesses, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so we accelerate since the track day. Kind of need to watch out for the cars behind us, but there is, as of now, not really anyone. Acceleration is quite okay because the straight is not covered in rubber whatsoever. There's a piece of the green hell taxi will let them past. It's a relatively new straight, not too many G-forces, so you are okay. Usually I prefer to just go smoothly on the brake here, especially here's a small bump that can unsettle the car. We stay off the dry line in the braking zone, so stay off there.
Yeah.
And here we go close to the left, avoid the inside, because otherwise you're gonna be there in the wall. Also here we're going straight to the wall to avoid the dry line, transitioning back and going back through the outside. Whenever I'm driving my wet laps, people who tune in for the first time say like, you have no idea where you're going, mate, right? I'm like, yeah, sure, but that's how we need to drive in the wet, because it looks super weird. Also here, staying off the inside. You could have gone to the inside last 2 years, but now it's different. Accelerating to the 2 kilometer sign. Also one of the slippiest sections of the track, so staying out. Avoid the inside.
Yeah.
You see lots of graffiti on the left. You might be thinking that graffiti is slippery, but this actually means if graffiti is there, this means it's not being scrubbed off in the dry.
Okay.
So you use graffiti as your reference point to actually go on the wet. Here you have 2 lines. You can go to the outside, or you can hug the curb and stay on the curb.
Yeah.
That gives your outside wheel more grip. Here also very slippy, so we stay on the out. We'll go out. I will go here a bit in so you can feel the slippiness. So I'm going here in. The car going straight.
Whoa.
You see?
Yeah.
So there's zero grip, and we're not even going fast. Staying off the dry line in the wet, transitioning and transitioning back again for the outside, so we can have good corner exits for the main straight. Because as you know, in racing you need to have the straights. You prioritize the corners that link to the straight. Going a bit to the middle here for the braking zone. And you go straight to the outside, because avoid the dry line, avoid the apex. Out, out, out. Also here, out, out, out. And here, the car can really step out, so watch out for the bump. Lots of cars lose it here. You can see lots of new barriers here, because cars are losing it simply on the straight because of the bump with a rear-wheel driven car. Here you can go fast, fast, fast. It's all good. So, on the brakes, settle the car, aim a bit to the middle, not too close to the left side. Stay on the outside, because now you really want to avoid the dry line in the braking zone.
Yeah.
And you go to the outside. So staying out, 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 close to the outside, and we can go on the gas. So here you have a bump that even though you're going straight, this left curbstone, if you're going with a rear-wheel driven car, it's a jump, and it can lose the rear traction, you're gone.
So you have no choice online, really.
Yeah. So staying on the right, this is new tarmac, so relatively grippy. There's a yellow flag, unfortunately, so we need to slow down. Here, staying on the outside, so out, 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 out. Adana Forest is one of the slippiest sections because it's very high grip corner in the dry.
So it sticks out a bit more.
Yeah, so we're staying on the outside, transitioning back to the outside where the graffiti is.
Yep.
And then from here, you transition back here and go on the gas, because if you're here left, you're actually crossing the dry line, and on acceleration, you might lose traction. And you see lots of new barriers here on the left and right, and that's because of what happens in the wet. So we have some incident there. Doing my best Sean Connery impression. Oh no, it's just a Bindewagen. It's normal.
Yeah.
He always has there is no single track day he cannot have without a technical issue.
That car?
Yes. It's a tradition for the last 10 years. Staying out on Metzgersfeld inside is very slippery, as well as the braking point into Metzgersfeld too. So you transition here, and you go all the brakes back to the outside. And then you stay out, transition here again back to the outside. And now weird things happens again. You go back to the here or middle, and watch out here because the track goes downhill, so the gravity will actually extend your braking zone than it otherwise would be in the dry, or you would expect in the wet. So then we have left and right. Just be gentle, avoid the dry line, although here it starts drying out. High grip corner through here, so usually it's miss, hit, miss. Now it's miss, miss, miss. So you can actually also kind of see the dry line because of the rubber shining through the sun, reflecting it. So once you get more familiar with the track, it should be quite doable. Also here, avoid the dry, going back to the outside, use the graffiti as your reference point, transitioning back to the completely opposite side, and going on the gas. Now comes one of the slippiest sections of the track into right side. So we're going to this side, going to the outside, use the graffiti, out, staying out, and then brake straight to the outside to avoid the dry bit. And here, watch out with accelerating because we're now on the dry line, so usually go a bit more to the right. Allow the left, all is okay. Just stay slightly off the dry line, let the car roll, and now comes a very tricky bit. So on the brakes, on the outside, but this is extremely bumpy. So always be super cautious here, because if you have no ABS, just like start braking 2 corners before.
Yeah.
If you have ABS, be cautious. Also here, crossing the dry line, so go back to the inside because your wheels will spin out on the left side. Very fast section from here. Just be very smooth and be prepared that the car might start understeer to the outside. And important then is just not to panic, because otherwise you do something silly. Also here, avoid the inside slightly because it's relatively new tarmac, but lots of bumps might unsettle you. Here it's all relatively fast. Gentle here with the bumps, especially here you will be thrown to the outside. On the brakes, smooth curve, and I would suggest to avoid the dry line here, and be cautious here when you start crossing again, so we'll lower a bit more to the left. New tarmac 2025, so you can take the inside, no problem, but if you're watching this video in 2027 or later, do not do that anymore. So 2 years after that. Also here, go completely out, and you can have extra tarmac if you mess it up.
Yep.
And stay on the outside, because this is a very grippy section, so stay out. Watch out here when going to the dry line again. Use the tree as your big bro, because underneath it's usually dry, to brake, and also avoid the dry line, of course, in the wet. Carousel, usually you jump it out, but now you stay longer on the inside, because there it's very unsettling and also very rubbery. You can see the dry line from here, so we're going to avoid that. Gentle transition here, it's very bumpy. Watch out, do not hit the fake grass, you have a big issue. Gently through here, from the outside, avoiding the curb, to the outside again. Also here, avoid the dry line in the braking, so we stay in the middle and we go to the outsides. Usually we're crossing the dry line with the bump, with the rear-wheel driven car. Staying out, flip on, going back to the outside. Fortunately, there is sand now. No Whipperman challenge in the wet, so ideally you stay off. Same goes here. In the middle, brake straight to the outside, avoid the curb. Watch out when you start crossing the dry line here. Going straight, track goes downhill. Extends your braking zone a lot. Use graffitis as your reference point, so stay on the outside, outside, outside. Start transitioning to the inside for the braking, and then back on the outside. Very grippy here. This one is tricky because here you have on all tarmac extremely slippery on the inside, so you're going out, 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 and then we have a new tarmac here, and someone, I don't know, they sprayed some graffiti probably. So this new tarmac, so next coming 2 years you can take this more or less traditional dry line, use it to your benefits. So you're going to the inside, all is good. Also after the jump, very good. So tap on the brake, let go, tap, turn in, just be smooth. This is all new tarmac. And now we start crossing the old one. So do not go too close to the left, be gentle here with steering inputs. Also here, be more on the outside. So out, 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 straight. Position gently to the left side. And on the gas. Staying right. Brake straight. Staying on the outside, extremely slippery here. Back to the right side. Brake bit. Staying on the outside. Mini carousel. Oh, another yellow. Brake off the dry line, usually you brake there. And you grab the top of the carousel because inside is very slippery. Watching out here with bumps and grip changes. Stay in the middle. This one is very nasty in the wet because you need to go straight to the outside because that's where the grip is. Inside there is no grip. Once you hit the grip here, watching out, so staying on the outside, avoid the inside. And this is a tricky bit. You move over to the right and do not stay left because here we lost our GT2 RS taxi 5 or 6 years ago because he was on the left, went on the gas, thought it was just a straight, but because of the dry line, no traction, loss of traction.
Even in a straight, it went wrong.
Even in straight, yeah. So, yeah, and that's in a nutshell.
Thank you. You're the first racing driver that's ever shown me their wet lines.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a very selfless act.
Yeah,
it's pretty. It's really great, really helpful.
It is. It is. Like, you know, I had in my beginning career as a Nürburgring racing driver, like in 2019 and stuff. My friends, race car drivers who were racing N24 and GT3s and stuff, they were very eager to help me out. So big thank you to them. But they said, do not show it to anyone else. Like, here's my onboard. Here's all the secrets, and do not like post this onboard basically.
Like the magic circle.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
You're gonna, when this video goes out, you're gonna get a phone call.
Nah, they're fine by now. Most of them are also retired anyway. So it's and you know, my job is to make everyone safe and fast. And knowing the white line is one thing, knowing everything else is completely other story.
And using it. It's
Yeah,
hard.
and using it.
They're not easy lines to use.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we have another Mr. Influencer. Hello.
Wow, couldn't do it with the glove, huh?
Yeah, no. Gentleman's agreement.
Nice, nice.
How's it going?
Good.
What's your plan?
Get a coffee, wake up a little bit.
So how about I'll take you to my coffee shop?
Where's that?
Well, it's like 5 minutes from here, but it's coffee, proper.
Okay.
You want to join?
I'll definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Coffee break.
Coffee break.
As well?
Yeah, that's kind of it in a nutshell. So as you can see, the line is completely different. Are we blocking anyone? We're not blocking, but I'm gonna block people less, even if I would be blocking. Yeah, avoid the dry line. Everything is completely off, not only in corners, but also in braking and acceleration.
Yeah.
Because that can really unsettle the car. Obviously, all the cars are different in terms of front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, different tires. GT3 cars drive on so-called confidential tires.
Yeah.
They have wet slicks that allow them actually to take the dry line with the huge downforce that they have.
Okay.
They can even go on the dry, pretty much. But all the other cars, do not.
Yeah.
I mean, I showed it to you in one corner, and it was like with the speed what we're doing, the car just went.
And the wall is so close. That's it.
Yes, that's
So
the thing.
do most people just not bother to go out when it's like this?
Yes, correct. And that's a problem because you become such a better driver,
Yeah.
and you have a completely track to yourself. I mean, it's better to, of course, to practice in more safer environment, like drift courses, or I really love ice driving, for example. So you know what the car does with the traction loss, and then you slowly start progressing here.
But the difference between someone who knows what to do here and someone who doesn't in the race would be gigantic. So when it's rained in the race when you've been here,
it's huge. So every wet race, hate to brag, but I have enormous advantage. Like my biggest example was in 2021. I was racing, I got a car that with the regulations of displacement and some mods on it ended up in a TCR class, but it was by no means a TCR car. It had no aero, it had nothing. And in the wet, we came P1.
Brilliant.
We just dominated even like TCR champions because we knew the wet line.
yeah.
And then next race we raced again in the dry, and we were like P13 or something because those guys were just like flying. We're like, yeah, okay, cool. But it definitely makes or breaks it. So, but every piece of knowledge, you know, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
So
Legend.
yeah.
All right, thank you. That
Yeah,
was not
thank you.
scary. I was surprised.
Yeah.
Very controlled, but critical.
Yes, exactly. You need to kind of feel what the car does, and you still need to load the car up, and that means being on the balance of loaded or loss of traction.
I'll go try it in the Tesla.
Yeah, do that.
All right, see you later.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.